Intro. What if I told you that everything you think you know about Hollywood's golden age is wrong? We see the glitz, the glamour, the iconic black and white photos, but we never see the insane risks these stars took to get there. Today, we are not just talking about acting. We are talking about people who bet their entire careers, their fortunes, sometimes even their lives, just to change the game. This is not just a history lesson. This is a story about rebellion, sacrifice, and what it truly costs to become a legend. We are going to pull back the curtain on 4 of the biggest names in history and reveal the high-stakes gambles that cemented their legacy or nearly destroyed them completely. And trust me, you will not believe what they had to go through. These were revolutionaries who fought a system designed to control their every move. Imagine being told what to say, who to date, what movies to make, with millions on the line, and saying no. They risked being blacklisted, losing everything, being forgotten, all for their art and freedom. So stick around. We are counting down 4 legendary stars who risked it all. Kicking things off with an absolute icon, Marilyn Monroe. But forget the ditzy blonde persona for a second. Can you imagine being the most famous woman in the world, but feeling like a prisoner? That was her reality. She came from an incredibly tough childhood, bouncing between foster homes and orphanages. Hollywood was her escape, her one shot at control. From day one, she was fighting. The studio owned her. Her contract dictated everything. Her name, her hair, the movies she made, who she was seen with. They kept her in the same role as the money rolled in, but Marilyn wanted more. She was a bookworm, studying acting religiously. Challenging the studio was career suicide back then. At the peak of her fame, she refused to show up for a movie she hated. She just said no. The studio suspended her, threatened to sue, and blasted her in the press. Everyone thought she was crazy. She did not back down. She fled to New York, trained with Lee Strasberg, tearing down the image the studio built. She started Marilyn Monroe Productions, a revolutionary move for a female star. She forced Fox to negotiate a new deal: higher salary, script approval, director approval. She delivered acclaimed performances in Bus Stop and Some Like It Hot. But the toll was massive: pressure, scrutiny, personal demons. Anxiety and depression shadowed her. Every film was a battle. She risked everything to be taken seriously and shifted Hollywood's power dynamic forever. The cost was immense and her story tragic. Marilyn Monroe was not just a star, she was a warrior who fought for the right to be herself. Next up, the ultimate symbol of cool, James Dean. His career was like a lightning strike. Bright, powerful, over in a flash. He starred in only 3 movies and became a legend. On and off screen, his life was one massive risk. He did not play a rebel, he lived it. He chased truth, improvising lines, changing blocking, pushing everyone's comfort. Elia Kazan let him run wild. In a key scene, Dean hugged his on-screen father and sobbed. Unscripted. They used that take. Studios wanted predictability. Dean was volatile, mumbled, awkward, and riveting. As Jim Stark, he channeled alienation and defined a generation. He refused the movie star playbook. Interviews, tuxes, the whole thing. His biggest risks were on racetracks. A legitimately talented, competitive driver. And the studio was terrified. They banned him from racing during Giant. The contract essentially said, "You are not allowed to risk your life until we are done." Filming wrapped, he went straight back to his Spider, nicknamed Little Bastard, heading for a Salinas race. He chose passion over the studio's investment. Then, the tragic turn. On September 30th, 1955, en route to the race, he crashed. He was killed instantly, only 24. The same intensity that fueled his art led to his death. Rebel Without a Cause and Giant released posthumously. Oscar nominations followed. He risked reputation by being difficult, and his life with racing. A stark reminder of the razor's edge these artists walked. He refused a safe, packaged life, betting everything on authenticity. He lived more in 24 years than most do in 80, but was the risk worth the ultimate price? If James Dean was the rebel, Marlon Brando wrote the playbook. He did not just break Hollywood's rules, he blew them up. Before Brando, acting was theatrical. Then he turned his back to camera, mumbled, and dug for uncomfortable truths. A pioneer of method acting, he lived the part. For the men, he spent a month in a veterans hospital, confined to a wheelchair. Then came A Streetcar Named Desire. Raw, sexual, violent, censors demanded cuts. Brando and the director fought back. He hated compromises and money over art. He would not memorize lines, cue cards taped to lamps, even co-stars' foreheads, a risky brand of realism. Unpredictable choices led to a 1960s nosedive. Studios labeled him toxic. Hollywood wrote him off. In 1972, Coppola begged for him on The Godfather. Paramount refused. Brando screen-tested with stuffed cheeks, took less pay, posted a bond. He bet on himself. Vito Corleone became legendary, resurrecting his career and winning an Oscar. He did not attend. He sent Sachin Littlefeather to refuse the award, protesting Hollywood's treatment of Native Americans. Gasps, boos, cheers. He knew he would make enemies, risk blacklist, and did not care. Principles over approval. In art and activism, controversial to the end, he risked professional suicide, financial ruin, and condemnation, and still inspired generations. He tore down the old way of acting and never played by their rules. A true revolutionary. Our final story. A man given the keys to the kingdom who risked it all on his first move. Orson Welles. A prodigy, radio and theater star by his early 20s. His War of the Worlds broadcast caused a nationwide panic. RKO offered a never-before deal. Complete creative control, final cut, his choice of story and actors. He could have played it safe. He did not. He chose a thinly veiled, unflattering portrait of William Randolph Hearst, Citizen Kane. Hearst's media empire and political influence were immense. Poking that bear was perilous. Word got out. Hearst launched an all-out attack. Bans on coverage, ads, and smear campaigns. He pressured studios, threatened scandals. Louis B. Mayer even offered to buy the film to destroy it. RKO panicked, took control, recut against Welles's wishes, and limited its release. Many theaters refused to show it. It flopped. Nominated for 9 Academy Awards, it won only 1, Best Screenplay. The miracle contract was torn up. He never again had that freedom in Hollywood. He struggled for decades, starting films and running out of money, acting in projects he did not respect to fund his own. Over time, Kane was rediscovered. Deep focus, overlapping dialogue, non-linear storytelling. Revolutionary. Now hailed as a masterpiece, often ranked the greatest film ever made, with an image as iconic as Rosebud. He gambled career, studio ties, and finances on uncompromising art. He lost the short game, but won the long one. So there you have it. Marilyn Monroe, James Dean, Marlon Brando, Orson Welles. They fought. They rebelled. They gambled everything for authenticity and artistic freedom to be more than products. Their defiance reshaped Hollywood. Creative control, production companies, using platforms to speak out, a path today's artists walk. They paid a heavy price, but expanded what is possible for everyone who followed. Who are today's rebels? Tell me in the comments. Thanks for watching. Smash subscribe and hit the bell for more deep dives.